There's a sound ringing in my head. Golden faces dancing in the sand. She's got the movement, she's got the way. Under her treetops is where I'll lay. So far from the ones I know, so close to the one I love. This is the place I wanna go because you are mine. So far from the ones I know, so close to the one I love. This is the place I wanna go because you are mine. Oh, because you are my home. Nobody tells you the water's so cold, but I need a change before I get too old. She's got the movement, she's got the way. Under her treetops is where I'll lay. So far from the ones I know, so close to the one I love. This is the place I wanna go because you are mine. So far from the ones I know, so close to the one I love. This is the place I wanna go because you are mine. Oh, because you are my home. Because you are my home. Oh, because you are my
My name is Mark Leibara, principal of Lions Jack H. Skirball. Welcome back, Spartans.
Hi, I'm Rosa Menendez, the proud principal of Alliance Morgan Mackenzie High School. Welcome back, Eagles.
Hi, I'm Robin Manley, founding principal of Alliance College Ready Middle Academy 12, home of the Mustangs. Welcome.
I'm Young Kid, principal of Middle Academy 8. Welcome back, Fox.
Hello, I'm Simon Tech.
Welcome back, Huskies.
Welcome back, Grizzlies! We're excited to see you in person!
Hello, my name is Dia Trambo, proud principal of Ochi High School. Welcome back, Lions! Hi, my name is Joy May Harris, and I'm principal of Alliance Virgil Roberts Leadership Academy.
Please face to the detector frame. Normal temperature.
Welcome back, Eagles. Let's get ready to work.
Hi, I'm Andre Law, principal of PBS HSA. Welcome back, HSA Wolves. I'm so excited to see all of your amazing faces.
Hi, my name is Candice Diagnino, and I'm the proud principal at Newark Leadership Academy. Welcome back, Boxers!
Hi, it's me, Rob Delfino, at Helpful Honda. Just kidding. It's your principal at Collins. Welcome back, Jaguars.
Hello, my name is Omar Reyes, and I'm the proud principal at Lions Corey Hunter Middle School. Welcome back, Lion Familia. Join me. Let's get it.
Everybody, my name is Miss Sandoval, and I'm the assistant principal over here at Bloomfield High School. Welcome back, Blues!
Welcome back, Scorpions. Welcome back, Scorpions. Welcome back, Scorpions.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Wu, principal of Alliance Mark and Eva Stern Math and Science School. Welcome home, Titans.
Welcome back, ACRMA 4.
Let's go! Hi everybody, my name is Oscar Romero, principal of Midtake High School. Welcome back, Grey Wolves. Great to see you back. Yay!
Hey, Tech! Welcome back! We can't wait to see you!
And
think beyond!
Hi, my name is Stephanie Chai, and I'm the proud principal of Alliance Gerst-Rester High School, formerly known as Alliance College Ready Academy #1. Welcome back, Pumas!
I'm Andrew Vega, principal of Alliance Rini and Meyer Luskin Academy High School. Welcome back, Phoenixes. Together we rise.
Hi everyone, Shanana Harnage from Richard Merkin, and I just want to welcome everyone back to a year of just kidding. Challenge accepted. Welcome back, Trailblazers. See you soon.
Hello, I'm Zach Perkins, principal at Donovan. My fellow Dragons, let's get ready to bring the fire.
What you doing? What you doing? Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Oh, we got plans. We got plans. This and that. And the map. We sanitize. Purell. Wash your hands. Wash well. We look too good. Look too good. To work alone. Woo, woo. Quarantine. Quarantine. Work from home. Work from home. Please save me from these Zoom norms. We should be teaching and reaching in the east side and the west side of Alliance. What's happening? We ain't playing no games. Every word that we say is coming straight from the heart. We put these vaccines into these arms. We gon' get these schools open. We gon' get the doors open. We gon' get these schools open. Then we gonna leave them open. Hoping that you feel the way we feel. MIT always ready, open it, right, baby? Tell us that you're coming through.
Hello and welcome to One Alliance Day 2021. My name is Moises Silva and I'm the newest Alliance Governing Board member. I'm also a proud member of the Alliance Stern Mass Class of 2012, Go Titans, and Dartmouth College Class of 2016. I'm so excited to be here with you today as we kick off the new school year. It will be inspiring and energizing to see our campuses buzzing again and to see all of us in our communities. For me, the start of a new school year means a fresh start. I remember when I was a Stern Math student, showing up to the first day of class was always so exciting. I'd get to see my friends again, and I'd get to show off my new fresh kicks. Of course, this year is a bit different as we make our return back to our school communities and safe spaces. I'm incredibly proud as an Alliance alum and a governing board member of everything we've done to work together to face these unprecedented challenges. Not only did you meet the challenges, but you also exceeded all the expectations, from responding with care and love, putting health and safety first, and ensuring all the scholars remained connected and learning through these times. This week marks a new beginning, and we've been working incredibly hard to reimagine what our schools will look like to ensure that our scholars and staff can thrive. In order to succeed, we will be focusing on 4 key priorities. Number 1, a safe and healthy return to school for our scholars and staff. I want to give a huge shout out to the custodial and administrative staff for ensuring our safety. Second, scholar and staff wellness and belonging. This past year has made it incredibly clear how important it is to tend to the mind, body, and soul. Third, teaching and learning. We'll continue to focus on grade level, college preparatory instruction, and unfinished learning. Finally, we will only be successful if we continue our commitment to being an anti-racist school system. Our commitment to anti-racism work needs to be present in everything we do to reimagine the future of our school communities. Today, we will hear from a wide variety of Alliance community members as we kick off the 2021 school year together as one Alliance. Let's take a moment to gather and celebrate everything we've accomplished in the past year. Thank you for all that you do. Have a great One Alliance Day, and here's to a new beginning.
Hi everyone. My name is Leticia Gomez, and they call me Ms. Gomez. I've been at Alliance Virgil Roberts for over 10 years, and I'm the custodian at the school. I think it's been different from other years because when scholars are in campus, you're more busy and you're up and down and you're everywhere in the school. So now that with the pandemic hit, I've been doing more like cleaning, sanitizing. It gives me more the opportunity to disinfect and constantly cleaning the front office and the entrance of the school, and I'm disinfecting more constantly. We have more equipment, more chemicals to clean the school and the disinfectant, so they should be more comfortable. I personally have a daughter in an Alliance school, so I like that she's back now in school, and it's more cleaner and safer for them to go back into school. I just hope everything comes back to normal and the students feel more comfortable coming back into school, and they have more opportunity to get a better education now that they're going to be coming back to campus instead of being at home. They're getting more together with the teachers and getting more knowledge, and I think that's a very good start for the students to come back in August.
Hello Alliance, my name is Jen Lang and I am the AP at Alliance College Ready Middle Academy 8. I hope you're enjoying our One Alliance Day so far. We know that you'll love a little friendly competition, so this year we're going to test your knowledge of Alliance's history by answering a few Alliance trivia questions. So grab your smartphone to participate and head to the URL that you see here on your screen. I'm here to present the first question, and Lisa and Chinadu will introduce the next 2. The first 5 people to answer each question correctly, or as close to the correct numerical answer, will win a special prize. And those winners will be announced on Friday. If you haven't already, go to the URL that you see here on your screen, on either your smartphone or your computer, to submit your entry to the trivia questions. I'll give you a moment to go ahead and get there and enter your information.
Music knows it is, and all
let's go ahead and get started. So the first question is, who was Alliance's founding CEO? Enter first and last name. And good luck, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and send it on over to Lisa for our second question.
Thanks, Jen. Hello, Alliance. My name is Lisa Gutierrez, and I am the school counselor at Alliance Rainey and Mayor Luskin Academy. I'm here to deliver our second trivia question of the day. Stay on the same screen and it will pop up in just a moment. Remember, the first 5 people to answer the question correctly or as closely to the actual percentage as possible will win. Make sure your answer includes only numbers, no text or symbols. Okay, here is the next question. What percentage of Alliance scholars from the class of 2021 were accepted to a 4-year college? Good luck! I am now going to pass it along for our final trivia question.
Thank you, Lisa. Hello, Alliance. My name is Chinadu Naka. I'm the SPED coordinator at Alliance College Ready Middle Academy 12. Go Mustangs. All right, let's get to it. I'm here to deliver our third trivia question of the day. In addition to the 5 winners for each question, there's one last added surprise. We'll do a random drawing from the 15 winners, and that grand prize winner will get a pizza party at their school. Raise your hand if you're excited for another pizza party. Now, speaking of food, here's the next question. Remember to only use numbers. Numbers will be, for example, like 1, 3, 1,000. No symbols or words. Words, think of like for, or, example, okay? Now, the final question. How many meals did we serve network-wide last year to our school community? I know you're keeping count, so go ahead and tell us. Thanks for playing and good luck to all of you. Winners will be announced Friday. We now have a very, very special virtual performance of The Climb from the Stern Mass Choir. Enjoy and good luck this year.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. Keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting
Hello, Alliance family. I hope that you enjoyed that incredible performance by the Stern Mass Choir. What a treat to have them with us today. I'm really happy to be with you all today virtually as we kick off the 2021-22 school year. For those of you tuning in from our school sites, take a moment to look around you. This in-person moment with your school community family is what so many of us have been looking forward to for so long. Welcome back. I had a chance to talk to many of you over the summer, so I know how excited and how energized we all are to welcome back our scholars for in-person learning for the first time in over a year and a half. The pandemic, as we know, brought unprecedented challenges, individual and collective trauma, and the most disruptive school year in generations. And this upcoming school year will not be at all about getting back to normal, but instead will be about becoming stronger, a stronger One Alliance. For those of you that have been with Alliance for the past few years, you know that a fireside chat has been a core component of our annual One Alliance Day event. And today's fireside chat is with two very special Alliance executive leaders. And the three of us hope to use this short time we have to reflect on the past year and look forward to the year ahead. I'd like to start by introducing you to Tiffany Wilson. Tiffany is Alliance's interim chief operating officer. She's been with Alliance for 3 years and most recently served as our vice president of school operations. You might know her from her work on compliance, on school enrollment, on school operations, governance, and advocacy. And in her new role, she's also taking on overseeing our data, our systems, our information technology, and our facilities work. Tiffany has the unique perspective of having been an attorney as well as a former charter school leader. Thanks for joining the conversation today, Tiffany.
Thanks, Dan. I'm really excited to be here to launch the new school year with everyone.
Great. I'm also excited to introduce Pablo Villavicencio, who recently became Alliance's president. Pablo has been with Alliance for 4 years, serving as our chief schools officer. And in his new role, he'll be leading our work related to teaching and learning, school management, diverse learners, counseling and college success, school leadership development, and families, scholars, and community services. Pablo was born and raised in East LA, is a first-generation college graduate, and has also served as a teacher, principal, and executive leader in New York and in the Bay Area. Welcome, Pablo.
Thank you, Dan, and hi to all the folks. Just really excited to be here in the space as we prepare to welcome back scholars on August 11th.
All right, we've been through so much this year, each of us, and as we begin to kind of get ready for in-person instruction, I'd love to hear maybe from each of you, what are the biggest lessons that have been learned over this past year?
Well, for me, Dan, I knew all along that we were resilient, right? Before any of this ever started. But over the last year and a half, I think we have all learned really just how resilient we actually are, right? Even in the most challenging circumstances, our scholars and our staff and our families have persevered, and they do so by taking care of each other, by taking care of themselves. And through it all, they have found the motivation to still learn, to still teach, to work, to grow, and even more importantly, to hope, right? And so I think the other thing that I've learned that's really been amazing to see is how when we work together, right? The home office working hand in hand, school leaders and ops staff and custodians and counselors and everyone, and our teachers and our families, right? We can achieve so much, even in the midst of a global pandemic. And so even though this last year and a half has not been easy, we've come through it and we are coming through it because we're focused on caring for each other and caring for our amazing scholars. And so I'm really, really proud of that.
Yeah, I mean, Tiffany, I would totally agree about resilience. That was so key to this past year and a half. I would also say, like, we learned to be a much more compassionate and caring and flexible organization this year. And I'm so proud of the work that our schools did this year to integrate social, emotional, and mental health supports into the DNA of what it actually means to be an Alliance school. Because we learned that a focus on academics and college readiness, which we've always been really, really good at, that is actually amplified when we take the time to build relationships and when we take the time to focus on the non-cognitive aspects, right, of our scholars' development and growth, like the whole child approach to learning and development. I also think we learned a lot about what it's going to take to truly be an anti-racist, pro-Black public school system. And I'm proud of the progress we made on our DEI roadmap last year and lifting up Black and African-American voices, perspectives, lived experiences. I mean, we have a long way to go to truly interrupt and disrupt policies and practices at Alliance that have disproportionately impacted our most marginalized communities, but we are learning how to bravely talk about these issues and take action on them.
I think that learning component, Dan, is what I'm most proud of us as an organization. I think organizations often can just experience something and not really apply that learning. And what I've seen us do continuously during the time of the pandemic, even through our own personal traumas that we're each having as professionals, is do two things. One is that as we know better, we do better. And I consistently see that throughout all the decision making that we're doing. And I see that in the ways that we've pivoted to really address the needs of our scholars. And I think that goes to this other thing that I think holds us as one of the best organizations, educational organizations in Los Angeles, is that we also are hands down the most mission-driven organization that I've ever been part of, and I know that many of us have been part of. And to see that continuously being reflected by holding scholars at our decision making, that at every step of this, every step that we took, where we had new information, where there was a new context or new reality that we had to face, we always came back to scholars and holding that at the very core of our decision making. And that ultimately gave me just a large amount of both pride to be part of this organization, to be a leader here, but also gives me a lot of hope as we look forward and as we think about where we will be going in our next phase, knowing that we are an organization that ultimately will always do right by scholars.
Absolutely, Pablo. I agree with you. Not only on the fact that we're a learning organization and we constantly are learning, but we also we are an organization that, and the organization meaning really the people, because that's what makes us an organization, right? We are people who have just, in the midst of craziness, which started in March 22, right? We learned things that we had never done before. We created nutrition hubs and served thousands of meals. That's something that didn't exist, right? We gave away hotspots and figured out how to get students online. We procured all this PPE and gave it away. Our teachers who had never done distance learning or virtual learning picked up all of these new skill sets to be able to support our scholars through distance learning. Our counselors figured out how to provide emotional supports to scholars and help them figure out how to get into college, all virtually, all things we had never done before, right? And we did all of that despite the trauma of COVID-19 that we were going through. And so we're not only a learning organization, but we act when it matters for our scholars, act when it matters for our staff and our families. And it's because of the hard work and the dedication of all of our staff, our scholars and our family, that we were able to do all of that. So as we look at the school year ahead of us, I just want to take a moment to talk about what we have to be laser focused on, right? And at the heart of our return to in-person instruction is the health and safety of our scholars and staff, both physically and mentally. And as an operations person, the physical side is what I'm focused on, right? And so this whole summer, dozens and dozens of staff have been working together across the network to ensure that the necessary safety standards are in place. And so for those of you who this is your first day back since the pandemic started, you'll notice we have masks for all of our scholars and our staff. Anyone who sets on a foot on our campus will be required to wear one. And we think that is really important to safety. We've ensured that we have adequate supplies of hand sanitizer, hand washing stations. We have our masks and the PPE that we need to ensure that we can keep ourselves protected. We have our heroic custodians who are going to be ensuring that all of our surfaces and our high touch areas are disinfected daily. And as many of you have heard, we've replaced all our air filters with the highest grade of the MERV 13 filters in our classrooms to make sure that our air is as safe as we can make it. And of course, we're going to be continuing that social distancing that some of you experienced when we were doing on-site scholar supports. And so we know that we each have a role to play in creating a culture of physical safety within our schools. And our belief is that if we each take the time and the care to learn and to understand and follow those guidelines in place, we can keep our scholars and our staff safe. So I'm worried about the health and safety side, right? And I know that you have the whole other side of wellness and belonging that goes beyond physical safety that we deeply care about. And yet, can you talk a little bit about that, especially in light of the last year?
Yeah, you and I have talked a lot about this, and both of us see that wellness and belonging go hand in hand with our return to safe and healthy schools, right? And at the heart of it, we have learned so much that ultimately our hearts and minds are so interconnected, and just ensuring the physical safety of our scholars and our adults isn't sufficient. We have to also tend to the heart of our scholars and our adults. And I think that's really where we've seen a lot of our wellness and belonging work really flourish during these unprecedented times. And that comes directly from the learning that we've done. A lot of our scholars and adults struggled to teach and learn at home. And as we began to see that, I think we began to become much more in tuned into what it really means to really drive our work in a way that is more holistic. And I think that's what I'm most excited about as we think about wellness and belonging, that it's a mindset shift that we're experiencing as a network, that we're shifting to understand that for us to truly reach our aspiration of supporting our scholars to complete college, change their life trajectories by giving them more agency, that ultimately means that we're going to have to address scholars holistically. And that means that us as adults who are serving scholars also have to be aware and tend to each other's needs, both as in community and in relationship, but also as a system. That's our responsibility. And so I'm excited to see that work take place in a lot of different ways, but mostly through really ensuring that we're bolstering our mental health supports. And that looks like in the classroom, making sure that everyone, our scholars feel connected, that we're asking questions to make sure that our scholars see that we care about them, that we're treating them holistically, that we understand that what happened at home impacts the way that they're showing up within the classroom. To really at the at the other end of that, if some of our scholars who've experienced depression, who've experienced an increased amount of anxiety, who are truly struggling as a result of this last year, or have been struggling, and this just exacerbated that ultimately we're really making sure that they get the help they need through mental health referrals and increasing the mental health supports that are even living within our school sites. So I'm very excited about that being one of our priorities. I'm also excited about the fact that we're putting into place routines, structures, and protocols that are going to allow us to talk about kids in a way that was more holistic. Not just did Michael master a particular standard within the class, but if Michael is struggling within one of our classes, and he's seeing multiple teachers and a counselor and a school leader within the school site, that we're all having one conversation, say, what's going on? What are the root causes of Michael disengaging, not being successful? And that really allows us to look at data in a way that is more holistic, that looks at quantitative and qualitative data together, and that asks the questions, that allows us to get curious about Michael, that's really going to help us come up with a plan for him that ultimately is going to make him more successful. And I think we've been seeing that within, not just within teaching and learning, but we're seeing that across our school. And I think our grade level team meetings that we're putting into place and that we're hoping will be part of normal practice across all schools are going to facilitate that. And that we will have data in new ways, such as our iReady data, our universal screener, that will allow us to have information on Michael or our other scholars that allows us to say, here are the real gaps. This is where we see the gaps, and have conversations about how those gaps can be addressed through additional supports, such as just-in-time supports. And I think that's going to, as our scholars come back, and of course, we are continuing to hold high standards by holding grade level curriculum and grade level learning experiences for our scholars, that for our scholars who have larger gaps in their literacy and numeracy, that we have the information that we need in order to make sure that we're addressing their needs. And I think I'm looking forward to sort of the strategies that we're putting in place to ensure that. I think also the only other thing I would say here is that ultimately we know that at the heart of this, so much of our commitment, what we've learned over the course of last year, comes from a deepened commitment to be anti-racist and pro-Black. And all that we're doing, I think we see as part of our work to be anti-racist, looking at scholars holistically, taking an asset-based approach to our scholars, but also their families and our larger communities. And so I'm excited about the work that we're doing around what it means to be an anti-racist pro-Black organization. That's incredibly important to me as a Latino who believe that that is part of us lifting up the work for all of us, especially as we really begin to address the insidious effects of racism on Brown and Black communities. And so we'd love to hear and for us just to shift a little bit the conversation on what it means for us to be a anti-racist pro-Black alliance.
Papa, I'm so glad that you talked about kind of the integration of our teaching and learning work with our wellness and belonging work. And Tiffany, kind of the foundational work of kind of a health and safe return to schools. Because the other aspect here is that our commitment to anti-racism and becoming a pro-Black alliance has to be integrated in all of those elements of what we do. I've had the great privilege of getting to work very closely over the last year with our DEI team, with our school leaders, with our home office leaders. I'm the executive sponsor of our DEI working group. And so our commitment to becoming an anti-racist pro-Black public school system continues to be a top priority for the organization. It's a top priority for the Alliance Governing Board. It's a top priority for me personally. And so some of the things that we're planning for this year is to really continue to embed anti-racism as part of our organization's identity. So we're going to continue holding the forums for our Black and African American community so they can connect and build relationships and kind of keep us accountable for our commitment. We're also going to launch employee-led identity-based groups also to build community relationships and deepen employees' sense of belonging across the network. On the learning and capacity side, we're really focusing on mindsets first, skills second, and that includes a new learning arc. Tiffany, I know you're very engaged in this, for our school operations leaders so that they can transform their customer service approach with a DEI and anti-racism lens. We're also going to continue the anti-racism learning and skill building and mindset shifting work that we began this year with school leaders so that they can lead equity teams and other initiatives, whether on the learning side or disrupting institutional practices at their school sites. And then finally, we're looking at dismantling network-wide institutional practices that are exclusionary and racist. So as an example, we're taking a closer look at our discipline and moving towards a more restorative approach. We're launching a cohort of ELA and history teachers to pilot a more culturally diverse humanities curriculum. We're taking the lessons learned from the Black and African American scholar retention pilot that we did this year at PBS HSA. Shout out to that crew to evaluate the work that needs to be done in scholar retention and enrollment for Black and African American staff at other scholars and families at other schools. Taking a look at our college matching practices, including ensuring providing much more exposure and opportunity for scholars to consider historically Black colleges and universities, as well as Hispanic serving institutions. And finally, expanding and diversifying our staff recruitment practices. So embedding a DEI lens as well as anti-bias training into our hiring and selection work. So I have a lot of hope that work will make Alliance a better place for every single one of us, including our scholars. And I'd love to maybe shift around what our hopes are for this coming school year.
I think for me, there's just a deep hope that we really take what we learned from this year and apply it. And I think, and I'm very hopeful that we will be able to do so. But ultimately, I know that we've been fundamentally changed by the collective trauma that we've experienced. And the ability to really look at our scholars and ourselves as adults more holistically is something that I think will transform the way we really go about schooling and ultimately support us in our aspiration and goal as an educational network. And so I believe that we can do it. Tenemos que echar para adelante and continue to do the work that is so critical, and then really extend to each other a deep sense of compassion and grace, because it's not going to be easy at times. We're going to come back to new realities as we welcome back our 13,000 scholars on August 11th. And if we don't hold that grace and compassion to one another, I think it will be much more challenging. But hopefully, from what we learned this year, we continue to apply that grace that I saw in so many different spaces.
I love that, Pablo, the grace. We all need it, and we're going to need it even ever more as in the days ahead. So I definitely agree with that. And I think I would add, my hope is that we're going to take seriously our responsibility to take care of ourselves and each other, and that manifests in us adhering to the guidelines that we have, the safety guidelines, understanding them, and doing what we need to do to keep each other safe. And then also that we just, do the work to honor our scholars and our families, and give them the instruction, the learning, the support, and the care that they deserve. And that through all of that, our scholars and our staff will feel confident and safe in our schools, and that we're going to be more grateful than ever for the opportunity that we have to share space with each other in our school communities. I'm just excited for that and super hopeful at what we're going to get to share again together.
I might only add that, after this crazy year of trauma, crazy year of uncertainty and fear, that I really hope that we see joy. I hope that we see the spark and the care and the compassion and the love of our team as we reconnect with each other and with our scholars and families. All right, y'all, I'm getting a time signal here. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Pablo, for a great fireside chat conversation. I'm energized by this to welcome our scholars back next week. And I hope everyone here, all 1,400 of us, share in that sentiment and have that same sense of hope, joy, and spark as we begin the new year. So to our amazing, incredible, awesome home office and schools team, I hope that this conversation, this One Alliance Day, helps to set the stage for you and for our priorities for the coming year. I know that you'll get a chance to dig in much more deeply during Strong Start Week and during network-wide PD around those different priority areas, and that you'll get some great content and support and resources and tools out of that. So next up, we're going to get to hear from the Alliance 2021 Teacher of the Year, Tracy Carness from Middle Academy 4. If you've not had a chance to visit Tracy's classroom or see a video of her teaching and her class, I absolutely urge you to do that. It's magical, it's amazing, it's awesome. And then after Tracy, we'll get to hear from scholars directly, and they're going to share what their hopes are for this next school year. So I personally look forward to seeing all of you on campus very soon. I'll have my mask on for that, of course. And Tracy, I'm now handing it off to you.
Hello everybody. My name is Tracy Carness, and I work at ACRMA 4, Alliance College Ready Middle Academy 4, and I teach students and I teach them English. The big thing as a teacher, what I learned is that you still got to plan. You still have to plan, you still have to do the work. You still have to know what you're putting in front of your students. You still have to deliver, and you have to deliver. For most teachers, all of you know, you get up, you're in the classroom, you're acting, and scene, you're on. What am I putting in front of them? It needs to be rigorous. It needs to be college ready. It needs to move them, to get them ready for the next grade. But that might look different. Like Romel might need something completely different than what Mia needs, or Allison's gonna need something completely different than what Jonathan needs. And I need to be aware of that. I need to create a space where my students can tell me this worked, this didn't, and I need to switch it if I need to do so. Like I have to move in the room. They just need to be there and be present. I want all of my students to know that they have an opportunity to do and be whatever they want to be. But it's not my job to put a judgment on that. It's not my job to tell them they should be something different. That's not my job. My only job is to be the cheerleader and to create situations where they can thrive. And so, how do I do that? And listen, I believe in education. I believe that what we do as educators makes a difference. We may not get our as a 6th grade teacher, I don't get my thank yous until they're in the 10th grade and they're going, Miss Tracy. So I'm not gonna get my thank yous. You're mean, you're tough, you're firm. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get the pushback. And I love it. Push back. Because one of the best things about today was I got to work with some amazing people without a camera. And they are funny, and they're kind, and they're lovely, and they're hungry, they want it. And I'm just so honored to be a part of their process. Okay, so my hopes for fall are that students show up. I hope that they show up. I hope that they know that school is a safe place. I hope they know that school is a place that includes them. I hope that they feel that they have a right to a fantastic education. So I'm just looking forward to getting back to doing what I know, what brings me joy, working with students and creating opportunities for them to grow, not only as scholars, but to grow as people. That's what I'm looking forward to. If I had a mantra or a motto for this coming school year is don't give up. Don't give up. You are so worth it. Who you are makes the difference. Don't give up. We've asked scholars what their hopes are for this upcoming school year. Here is what they hope.
Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Demetrio and I attend Alliance Patty and Peter Newark Leadership Academy, and I'll be a senior year in the year 2021-2022, and I'm happy, looking forward to this school year of my senior year. And what is my hope for next school year? Well, I think my hope for next school year is obviously graduating from high school, because I've seen other students graduating from high school, and I think that's one of my goals of this school year.
What I need from my teachers, administrators, or school community this year is more support, more field trips, like to have fun, to be able to know that I'm in a safe community, or I'm just safe in general, to have more academic challenges, to know that I could talk to anyone, to know that I will not be racially profiled or bullied or anything, and to know that I could just fit in. So, yeah, thank you.
I hope next year the teachers can be understanding, supportive, and patient with students coming back on school campus.
I hope that we all return back to campus safely. I hope that we're all safe and healthy when we hopefully return back.
What I hope for this school year is that we get to be able to go to school, see friends, and hopefully have a memorable senior year.
My name is Oyuki Rivera, and my hope for this school year is to be able to pass my senior year with honors. And in order to do that, I need my teachers to help me and be supportive, although they already are really supportive. And I feel like I just need some extra help from the community and the understanding, because during this COVID time, times were really hard for the students because some of us aren't like distant learning, we're really good at that. So being here at school and being able to do things here makes it way easier for us.
My hope for the next school year is that all students will work towards the same goal of doing their best and eventually reaching success.
So my hope for next school year is that everything goes back to semi-normal, so we are able to have an amazing school year like the previous ones that we had before COVID, and it's a less hectic school year, so we're able to reach our full potential in academics and our goals and have fun overall, because we all need self-care.
One thing I need from my teachers would have to be patience with us, because during this distance learning, it's been hard. But
hi, my name is Esmeralda Garcia, and I hope for next school year to be really memorable. And what I need from all staff is still being there for us and always being supportive of our decisions.
Today we heard and were energized by the passionate voices of our Alliance community, who underscored the safe and healthy return to our new school year, centering around scholar and staff wellness and belonging, and focusing on teaching and learning. I hope that you all leave today with a sense of unity and hope for the mission that lies ahead. I want to thank you all for choosing to be a part of the Alliance mission of educational equity, and for believing in the promise of each and every scholar. I am a clear example of what we can accomplish when we set high expectations for ourselves. Thank you for everything you do for our scholars and our families. Have a great One Alliance Day.